Hey guys, how's it going? Tom here, and we're gonna continue on our Urban Legends Iceberg videos. We're currently at part 5, so we're actually halfway through this whole iceberg. There's gonna be about 5 more parts after this one, and then we'll be completely finished. And they're gonna continue coming out each Friday evening. But with this one, we're actually gonna be looking at the 5th level of the iceberg, and I've selected a couple of urban legends off of that level that we'll discuss about. Some of these I've heard about, some of them I haven't. So I hope you guys will find this rather entertaining and interesting as I did. But we're going to start out on the first one with the Spring Heeled Jack urban legend. Now, this one I have heard about before. The first claimed sighting was about 1837, and Spring Heeled Jack was described by people who claimed to have seen him as having a terrifying and frightful appearance, um, with diabolical physiognomy, clawed hands, and eyes that resembled red balls of fire. One report claimed that beneath the black cloak he wore a helmet and a tight fitting white garment like an oilskin. And several reports mentioned that he could breathe out blue and white flames and that he wore sharp metallic claws at his fingertips. And at least two people claimed that he was able to speak comprehensible English. This urban legend was very popular at its time due to the tales of his bizarre appearance, and he also is able to make extraordinary leaps to the point that he became the topic of several works of fiction. And I remember hearing about Spring Heel Jack a few times when I had researched for other urban legends. So I figured when I hit this level of the iceberg, it's only fitting that I included him in it. Now, the next one is going to be known as the Monkey Man of Delhi. I think that's how it's pronounced. If I'm pronouncing that wrong, I apologize. But it's the name for an unknown anomaly which is reported to be roaming in mid 2001. And some people are claiming that it is proof of mass hysteria in India. And in May 2001, reports began to circulate in the Indian capital around a strange monkey like creature that was appearing at night and attacking people. Eyewitness accounts were often inconsistent but intended to describe the creature as about 4 foot or 120 centimeters tall, covered in thick black hair with a metal helmet, metal claws, glowing red eyes, and 3 buttons on its chest. Some reports also claim that the Monkey Man wore roller skates. Others, however, describe the Monkey Man as having a more vulpine snout and being up to 8 feet tall and muscular, and it would leap from building to building. Over 350 sightings were reported, as well as around 60 resulting in injuries. Two, but by some reports, 3 people even died when they leapt from the tops of buildings or fell down stairwells in a panic caused by what they thought was the attacker. Now, that one seems to be kind of interesting. I am wondering, though, if it could be mass hysteria because I know sometimes when there's a lot of reports about something that sometimes people can start to let their brain overwork and overthink on them, and it could cause them to believe they saw something that wasn't actually there. However, due to the descriptions that were given, um, I have a feeling that there might have actually been something that was going on during that time frame. But if you guys are enjoying this content, as well as the prior videos made about this iceberg, I do want to just leave a little friendly reminder that you can go ahead and click that subscribe button if you'd like, as well as clicking that like button and the bell notification button to be notified of all my future uploads. And if you would also like to support the channel in other means, I will be leaving a couple links in the description down below. Now, with that being said, we're going to move on to the next one. It is urban legends called the spiders in the hairdo. Um, According to what I could find, it was about a woman that was about 30 years old who would always wear her hair up in a big bun and layers on top of her head, and she never really took her hair down at all. Um, Whenever it should have been washed, she would just use hairspray on it instead, and if her head started itching at all, then she would spray it again, and that was about the way that she took care of her hair. And for a week, her head ended up itching like crazy, but all she did was she would spray more hairspray on it. And then one night she had passed away. When the police found her, her hair was still layered up in a bun. Because whenever she doesn't take it down, she would just spray it with more and more hairspray. And when they were getting her body ready for the funeral, for some reason they still hadn't took her hair down. So someone mentioned that she might look nice with her hair down, so they decided to take it down. And they found tons of baby spiders and fleas in her hair, and they had eaten through her skull to the point where you could see parts of inside of her head, which I find kind of terrifying. Um, I'm not a big fan of bugs or spiders or anything, so having the idea that there could be spiders or something hiding in hair is just a no go for me. I'm just not a big fan of that idea. So, with that being said, that kind of brings us up to our last urban legend on this level that I'm going to discuss. There's plenty of others. Um, I just don't want to make these videos run too long. I'd rather try and keep them condensed. So the last one is going to be called The Girl in the Gap. It comes from a Japanese folklore of a spirit that inhabits gaps in your homes. And when I'm talking about gaps, I'm talking about things such as like the space between your door and the wall, your dresser and the wall, or other furnitures and the wall, or even in gaps between the furniture. And it's said that if you catch sight of her in a gap, she'll ask you to play a game of hide and seek. Now, regardless of your answer, she's going to end up vanishing, and at that point, the game is considered started. Um, and you're safe. You're safe unless you see her again, at which point the game is considered done. She will call herself the winner, regardless of the situation, grab you, and forcibly pull you into the gap and drag you down to hell. And after that, she'll move on to her next victim, hiding in another gap in the house somewhere. And the only way you can win the game is to never catch sight of her again. Which kind of just begs the question, those moments when you're walking through your house or in your room or something like that, and you could have sworn you saw something in the gap, but when you glance, nothing's there. Is it possible she's hanging around your place? But I digress. Um, that was just a couple of the urban legends that I thought were interesting off of this fifth level of the iceberg. And I really hope that you guys found this entertaining. If you did, feel free to click that subscribe button down below as well as the bell notification button. And then feel free to click or check the description out. There's going to be a couple links down there for in case you decide that you want to support the channel in another manner. And with all that being said, enjoy life. Take it a day at a time. And I'll catch y'all next time.